she's gone. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but my dog Zoey is gone. I'm going to do my best to get through this without breaking down or crying. Yesterday was a very emotional day. First, let me say thank you to everyone who reached out through messages or comments to myself and Jessica. It meant the world to us. Everyone who's been commenting on our Facebook and things like that. It's so crazy to think about, you know. My dog that I had for 10 years who was with me, seriously, when I had nobody else, is now gone and I'll never see her again. And it sucks, you know. I think that the only way I can see her now is through pictures and videos. And it's rough, you know. I know many people out there have lost loved ones, you know, family members. But of course, losing a pet is somewhat different. You know, it's tough. Some people see them as just animals. Other people view them as a serious, big part of the family, which is what Jessica and I do. You know, our dogs are our family. You know, they're our kids in a sense. You know, we both came into our relationship with dogs, and we've acquired more since being together. You know, we entered the relationship with her having 2 dogs. I had 2 dogs. We lost one of my dogs who got hit by a car a couple years back, and then just last year, in 2018, we had to put down her first dog, Gigi, and now losing Zoey. It's been tough. It's been really rough. But you know, it's crazy because yesterday morning we actually shot an update video after we talked to the doctor. We got the results back of our biopsies. We wanted to send this. We made this update video. We were just getting ready to post it because, you know, we got news that we thought was relatively good and it was a step in the right direction. You know, now that we finally had a little bit of closure of what was going on with her and maybe what we could do to help her to get better. And ended up not being the case at all. Got to pay this toll real quick. I'm on my way to the airport right now. Which I'll talk about that in a second. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Alright, so I lost you. This is going to be a real raw video. I'm not cutting it, not editing it. I'm just going to post it as is. So, the play-by-play, to go back to it, is around noon, we got a phone call from the doctor telling us what the reports of the biopsy came back as, and she did end up getting cancer, or having cancer in her liver. Now, they did a biopsy of her liver, her intestines, and her kidney. The biopsy of her liver came back with cancer. Everything else, including the liver, came back with extreme inflammation and having tissue that is dying on the inside of her, which was the biggest concern. That was probably causing her not to eat, causing her to continue to throw up, and things like that. The doctor did say that he's unsure if the cancer is what caused the extreme inflammation and caused other things, or that she, you know, maybe ate something that was toxic or drank something that was toxic or a parasite. It could be 1,000 things. And Zoey is a garbage disposal. She would eat everything in sight. She went through an entire box of chocolate. She's gone through an entire chicken, whole thing of salmon. You know, you name it, she's probably had it. You know, she's literally a bottomless pit. Just ate it all. But so we got those results, and he said, you know, the first thing we need to continue to battle is the extreme inflammation and the dead tissue. One way to do this is do steroid shots, which we were already doing. So we already gave her 2 of those. And, you know, it was uncertain that if there's anything that was going to fix it, would be that. But that's really our best bet. And if anything, it can help us to get over a few days and keep fighting. So we got that information, we got that news, and we were, you know, I don't want to say the word excited, but we were hopeful. We were definitely hopeful. So we had this information now. We finally knew what was causing her to be so sick. And we had somewhat of a game plan on ways to maybe combat it and go from there. Hopefully we had enough to get us through the week. Again, I'm leaving right now on my way to the airport. I'm heading to Las Vegas for a tournament, which it's bittersweet, of course. It's sweet because I think getting away and getting out of town is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a way to clear your head. But it also sucks because Jessica's having to stay home, and I can't imagine what she's going to be going through. So thank you, Jessica. I love you. Thank you for being so strong. We canceled her flight. She was supposed to come with me. We canceled her flight to stay back because we thought that, you know, she was going to stay back and watch Zoey. But I am somewhat glad that she was able to pass on her own, talking about Zoey. And she did it while I was still home, because if it would have happened today on my travel day or while I was gone, I would have been a complete wreck, because I was yesterday. And so just to narrate this, I don't want this to go too long, but do a quick narration of what happened. We were there. I had just left because we had after school pickup in our school that day. So I had left right about 2 o'clock. I was on my way to the school. Zoe was laying on the couch, and I would just talk to Jessica. She gives me a call right around 2:18, telling me that she's hasn't really moved. She's been laying there, nothing crazy, she's nothing. She's just been laying around like she has been. She gives me another call back at about 2:22, telling me that she's starting to pant. So I said, well, maybe let's try to move her. Let's try to get her up, get her outside, get her some fresh air. It was a really windy day. It was cool out, and just to maybe wake her up a little bit. So she said, okay. She hands him the phone, and we have the Nest camera. So then I started watching the Nest camera. So she picks her up and goes to put her down, and as she's trying to put her down, she's not standing up. Her leg was like becoming stiff in a sense, is what she said. It wouldn't bend, it wouldn't move. So she ended up laying her back down onto the air mattress that we had out, and from there, she just went downhill. She called me, and I was already watching, so I ran out my school and just jumped in my car and just drove. I probably got a couple red light traffic violations that are going to be coming in the mail, because I just drove as fast as I could. We had a family friend stop by the house who was just bringing over coffee, who just so happened to get there at the right time, and Jessica's with her, and she was able to come in and be with Jessica. She ended up passing away. Most time when dogs end up doing that, they go to the bathroom on themselves or whatever. She took a final breath, and she just went away. She wasn't in any pain. She just drifted off. And we kept telling her, I don't know how people like to talk to dogs. We're dog people who talk to dogs. But we kept telling her, you don't need to fight anymore. Whenever you feel like it's your time, just let go. You don't need to fight anymore. You've been strong. And that's kind of the way she went. I got stopped behind a school bus, so that really slowed me down, and since I got there too late. But I laid with her, and I was with her the whole time until we took her to the vet. We decided to get her cremated. We have our other 2 dogs that we passed away, we have them cremated, and Zoe's gonna go and join them as well. But it's so unreal to think about, even this morning waking up and my routine. Oh, sorry, I'm driving. I'm not holding it, so the whole routine of the morning was so different. It was so quiet, and even our other dogs aren't acting the same. Our big dog Nala, who was the second biggest dog, was always with Zoe. They always played. She's been completely out of it, but it's crazy. It's definitely crazy, but we spent a lot to try to keep her going, to figure out what was going on with her, and it just wasn't enough. Not that it wasn't enough money, but there just wasn't enough time. There wasn't enough that we could have really have done. So again, thank you everybody who reached out, those who offered to send us money and want to do a GoFundMe account and all those things. And the thought really does mean a lot to Jessica and I, but there's no way we could have accepted that money, and it's like we knew it was going to happen, in a sense. And to accept someone's money like that, and to know that the outcome was still going to be the same and it wouldn't make a difference, is very tough. And that's a big reason why we couldn't do it. But we had the money to do it. Yes, I posted a video. I'm selling everything, and a lot of this stuff again was stuff that I just kind of needed to get rid of, like the watch, because I wear my Apple Watch all the time, so it wasn't a big thing. But having the extra income, but we work hard, and we had some money saved up, and now we just got to get back to working to save up again. But thank you everyone who continued to send us videos or messages, and we heard it, and we couldn't say thank you enough. But on my way to Vegas for this tournament, hopefully to get my mind off things. And you know, this is not what I want this channel to be about, so I will try to do my best to get back to some fun content and whatnot. But you know, this is something that was near and dear to my heart. Over 10 years, I had that that best friend that you could always rely on, you know. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.